Welcome to the Audience Converter Podcast, the podcast for converting your audience from strangers to loyal fans. We dive deep and discuss how entrepreneurs, consultants, and coaches can level up their business to help more people in the world. Now here's your host, the creator of the Audience Conversion Method, Kimberly Weitkamp.
Do you struggle with getting your message in front of the right people? I don't mean figuring out which of the many social media channels to be out there, but whenever you have a new offer or a new opportunity or even a new resource that you really want to share with your community, do you struggle with getting your community to actually open your emails? I have created a really awesome in-depth workshop where we'll go through exactly how you can use a welcome series. It's a series of 5 to 7 emails that people get when they first join your list that creates a curated customer experience and leads to higher engagement rates, higher conversion rates, and higher open and click rates. You can join me and grab your ticket at theaudienceconverter.com/workshop. If you've ever wanted to create an engaged community that you know is going to be more eager to open your messages, learn about your offerings, and of course, expand the audience in which see your offer and have the opportunity to invest their time, energy, resources, and money with you, this is definitely an option for you to get those welcome series written. So this 3-hour workshop will be a get it done style, training, time to write, and time to get feedback. Grab your ticket at theaudienceconverter.com/workshop. Welcome to another episode of the Audience Converter Podcast for community leaders. I am your host, Kimberly Weitkamp, a conversion copywriter and marketing strategist. And today I'm super excited to dive into a myth I hear all the time from people I work with, and I'm excited to get to debunk that myth. And one of the things that I am kind of going to contradict myself here right in the beginning. I called myself a conversion copywriter and marketing strategist. And those are really great examples of what I would call marketing speak. So today we are talking about why you might want to ditch the marketing speak, what it is, why it's important, and why you don't necessarily need to keep using it. But first, just a quick reminder, we are hosting another Write Your Welcome series workshop. In this live 3-hour workshop, we are going into what a welcome series is, how to use it, how it can increase your open rate, engagement rate, and sales rate from email number 1. You will have time to do your writing live. Come back and get live feedback from me. To learn more about the workshop and to sign up, head over to theaudienceconverter.com/workshop. So let's talk about marketing speak. A friend of mine I saw had been putting out a lot of content actually recently about marketing speak and why we kind of use it. And it made me think and wonder, am I using marketing speak too much? Do I use the phrases that people don't necessarily understand too much? Am I breaking one of my cardinal rules, which is don't use jargon whenever possible? So let me dive in a little bit into what marketing speak is and why you might want to start ditching it. So first off, marketing speak is using all of the phrases, using all of the jargon, using all of the words that kind of get to divorce us from what marketing's purpose really is. So at the beginning, right, I said I was a conversion copywriter and a marketing strategist. And those are words people see a lot. They'll see conversion, they'll see marketing, they'll see strategy, they might see copywriter. All of those are phrases people have kind of started to become numb to in the world of the online space, right? We have this idea, we kind of know in general what conversion is, and we just see it all the time. We see it all the time. But most people don't take the time to actually explain it, to go in depth into what something means, to give it an explanation, all of those types of things. So especially for people who are newer to the world of being and promoting yourself online, they'll see a lot of content full of a lot of words, and they don't have the dictionary to make those words make sense. And not only do they not have the dictionary, they're in a great and enviable position of not having internalized what those phrases mean. So I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I am on a mission to remove the word lead generation from the world of online marketing. And the reason for that is because lead generation brings to mind the exact wrong mentality and mindset for connecting with our communities, right? Lead generation comes from the old days where people would buy lists of names. Now, there are industries that still do this, and that is the method they use for connecting with people. But online, we don't need to, right? People used to buy lists of names. You'd have to reach out to them. You'd have to cold call them. Maybe they had, indicated they had an interest in something similar to what you did, and that's where you got the name from. But you have no idea of knowing if that individual actually wants to hear from you. So you kind of have to badger them and scream the loudest for them to say, okay, maybe I should hear more about them. And that's not a great experience for anybody. So I started talking about audience attraction, which is connecting with your audience and bringing in the right people. Just bringing in the right people. Marketing should be you connecting with the people who are already looking for your help. They've decided they have a problem. They're open to looking for solutions. They've turned to the internet and said, okay, now let me go do a search and see if I can make this happen. So marketing speak is kind of using the language around promoting our businesses, our services, and ourselves that lets us kind of take a step back from the actual process. And here's the thing. I want people to kind of internalize and think about this for a moment. When we use phrases like conversion, like lead generation, like lead magnet, we're not thinking about people. We're thinking about the number side, right? The number side. What is your conversion rate? What is your open rate? And while those are things you do want to know and want to track, if that's the only way you think about connecting with your community, that's the way you're going to connect with your community. It's going to be very transactional, which is not necessarily what most of us want to be doing. We want to be building a community that's powerful, that's accountable, that's supportive, and we don't want it to be based on the numbers. So one of the things I would just challenge you to do is instead of thinking about what is my conversion rate, maybe thinking about what is the rate of interest? Who raised their hand? What percentage of my audience decided that was a great fit for them today? Just kind of removing those terms and thinking about it in terms of how many people have I helped today? How many people have I made an impact on? How many people have I resonated with in the last 30 days? And I want you to reframe your messaging. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this today is because I keep getting this question again and again and again when people come and talk to me. And it's usually something along the lines of, well, Kimberly, this is what I do. This is how I help people. I've got this process. These are the results people get. Not only do they get these results, they get all these other amazing benefits. But I don't know how to say that in marketing speak, which drives me crazy. Because marketing speak is a myth. Marketing speak is what you want to avoid, right? You know, when you get an email from a company that's strictly marketing, you know what it looks like, right? Kohl's sends you a coupon, 40% off in the subject line. You open it. What do you get inside? A code to use 40% off on jewelry and clothing or something like that, right? You don't want that experience, right? When you're building a community, when you're coaching, when you're helping improve people's lives, it's all about how are you helping people? So we don't want to use marketing speak. There's no one right way for you to explain what you do and how you help people. The way you want to share that message is the exact way you're going to tell a friend, is the exact way my clients are talking to me and saying, hey, this is what I do. That is how it works, right? There's no marketing speak for that. What it is you sharing your message, you putting your message out there to the people that it's going to resonate with, to the people who have already said, you know what, I'm looking for help with this. Now, there are different things that you're going to do to that messaging, right, to make sure that you're using your audience's language too. I mean, if you've got specialized terms or phrases that your community knows but an outsider doesn't, you don't want to use those at the very beginning because you want to get them introduced to your world first. But marketing speak is this myth. It's this idea that there's a right way to phrase everything, and there isn't. The right way for you to phrase things is the way you say them. If you want to say, I help people lose weight, you can say that. If you want to say, I help people take control of their fitness and health by losing weight, you can say that. If you want to say, I help people identify what's holding them back from achieving their goals and then they can find their dream weight, you can say that. But if you are focusing so much on, well, what's the exact right phrasing for me to use so I can resonate with the most people, you're forgetting that you're actually talking to individuals. People come across your messaging in a one-to-one format. It's on their phone, it's on their computer, it's on their tablet. They're the only one reading it at that time. It's not about speaking to everybody. It's about speaking to one person. So when we ditch the idea that there's a marketing way to say that, we start remembering that it's conversational, that it's real language. It's how you talk to real people. People buy from people they like, and you want to be a person in their world that they like. So to ditch this mentality, I would just challenge you. If you keep track of your metrics, which all of you should be doing, and there is the episode a couple weeks ago was all about what metrics to track. If you're tracking your metrics, I would just challenge you, change the words for 1 week. And instead of looking at your conversion rate, call it something different. Call it the interest rate of people interested. Call it the rate of your community ready to take that next step. Just kind of start telling yourself, reframing it in your head. Instead of how many people converted, how many people bought, look at it as how many people did I connect with who were ready to take that next step. If I didn't get the high enough number that I was looking for, did I phrase it right? Did I give the right message? Did I give the right support to these people? Is this something people are interested in? Can I frame that? Can I change that? Can I connect with those people and discover what it is that was holding them back and then reframe your messaging that way? I want you to kind of ditch this idea of marketing speak. Reframe, rephrase, and kind of remind yourself just 30 seconds before sitting down to write anything that you're going to put out that is quote unquote marketing. And just remind yourself of these 3 things. Who am I talking to? What are they struggling with today? What are they going to get out of interacting with this piece of content or copy? And when you have those 3 answers in your mind, it's so much easier to write. Because you know exactly who you're talking to, you know exactly what they're struggling with, and you know exactly that when they reach the end of whatever it is you're about to write, they're going to get a benefit out of it. And then everything you put out has a positive spin, has a how can I help you approach. And it can really completely change the way you talk to people and how they see and read your messaging. Because it comes across, if all we're thinking of is, well, I need 50% of people who read this to then click the button. It's a very different mentality and it's a very different thought process and it's a very different interaction with people than if you were just to say, well, how can I help people today? What does that look like? How can I frame that messaging that way? So I want to challenge all of you to ditch marketing speak from your vocabulary for just 1 week. 1 week. If people do come to you and say, oh, well, I'm struggling with this and my conversion rate's this, answer them with, oh, well, the number of people I connected with and who are ready to take the next step with me, that was about 30%. That's your conversion rate. It's a different way of talking about it. So I would love to know what you think about ditching marketing speak and what your struggles with are when it comes to turning off your quote unquote marketing brain or your marketing cap and just being a real person and authentic when communicating and interacting with your audience. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Audience Converter podcast for community leaders. We are all about building a community and building a business that can support each other and the business side of running that. Mindset is an important part of this process, and it's something all of us can learn about. I am a marketer. I am a marketing strategist, but I find that when I sit down and remind myself it's not about the numbers, it's not about the quote unquote marketing jargon, it's about helping and communicating with my community, then things definitely change. Thanks so much for listening. Do be sure to check out the show notes and check out our upcoming Write Your Welcome series workshop. Until next time, everybody, keep calm and carry on.
Thanks for listening to the Audience Converter Podcast. For more information and important links about today's show or for access to our website, visit theaudienceconverter.com. Take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.